Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and every single month I do a budget video showing you exactly how we plan on spending every single dollar we are bringing in for the month ahead. So today is going to be September's budget video. Now I am going to be taking you through my exact budget for September, but before we jump into that, I do want to quickly discuss August. Guys, I blew it in August. I really did. And the funny thing is, until that point, I had been so good at sticking to our budget the past couple of months. If you're new around here and you would like to see our budget videos for the past couple of months, I will link a playlist up here where I save every single budget video every single month for probably like 2 years now. You can go ahead and check them out. But if you already did see my August budget video, then you know it was my daughter's birthday month. While we don't usually go too crazy with birthdays around here, and we do try to plan for birthdays, meaning we try to save a little bit of money every month for a couple months ahead of the birthday. That way we have the budget we need to buy whatever gifts we need. I don't know what happened with August. I did have money saved for my daughter's birthday that I thought was an adequate amount. I think what happened is because of all of this Corona crap, we have not entertained in months and months and months, and our house was just a mess. My daughter and my husband actually built her a brand new bed. That was her birthday gift. That's what she wanted. She was in like one of those twin XL beds, and she wanted a double bed, and she really wanted to build it with her dad, and it was super cool. I'm glad that they had that experience together, but as with most projects, they seem to almost always go over budget, and usually I'm a bit more prepared. I always try to kind of estimate like worst case scenarios so we have the money that we do need. But I think between the bed materials, then that led to her kind of wanting to do like a mini makeover on her room in general, and all in all, just by the time we got the food we needed to have dinner for family, just trying to get the house together and looking nicer in general, which was something that we really didn't focus on this year, again, because of everything going on. We knew we weren't really entertaining, and we never fixed the house up outside as much as we usually do in the spring. So everything together just led us to going way over the birthday budget that we had initially planned. And here's the thing, my daughter turned 15. She barely asks for anything ever. We're homebodies. She spends a lot of time in her room. She really wanted it to be like her sanctuary in the way she liked it. So it was worth every penny. That being said, we had to account for this money somehow, and it probably ended up being an extra $250 to $300. And I also will admit, because everything got so crazy in planning, finishing things up, getting the house ready, I was super busy with work. I did a terrible job of being on top of our budget and our spending for probably about 2 weeks. This is very unlike me. It kind of takes me back to where things were before we got serious about budgeting, before we paid off our debt, all of that. I just want to share with you what I did to kind of fix my big boo-boo. And I want to preface this by saying this probably wasn't the best way to go, but because we've been sticking to our budget so closely lately, and we have had a lot of extra expenses and other things we're saving for, we really don't have any extra money sitting around right now. If you have seen my videos recently, then you know that our current financial goal was saving to get a month ahead on bills, which was leaving us anywhere between like a $250, $300 buffer sitting in our main checking account at any given time. Instead of trying to account for all of this money, I literally just took all of that money out of that buffer, paid for all the expenses, and called it a wash. So I don't necessarily recommend this method, but this is the reason why I personally like to have a little buffer in our checking account. Yes, we do still follow a zero-based budget, meaning we try to get all of our expenses and income to balance out to zero each month. That means we are giving every single dollar a plan, and we are using it for something. Anything we had left over the past couple of months was going to that buffer. The good news is we did have the money to cover all of the extra spending that we did. The bad news is that pretty much takes us to zero towards our goals. That sucks, but it's my own fault for not staying on top of my budget. It's my own fault for not prioritizing and saving more money ahead of time. And it is what it is. I mean, sometimes things happen, and here I am over 3 years into our consistent budgeting every single month, and I still screw up. I screw up every month. All that to say, if you also have months where you completely crap the bed with your budget, it's okay. If you're able to start saving a little bit of a buffer into your account, that's an awesome way to take care of things without having to ever go to debt or put something on a credit card. Or if you're able to save money in kind of a oh crap sinking fund, then you'll have the money sitting there to save your butt. The important thing is, if you do have money saved, you don't want to get into the habit of falling back on that every single month, because that's not really what it's for. It's really for, I don't know how to say it without sounding hypocritical, but this isn't something we do often. This is something that happens maybe a couple times a year. I'm glad we had the money there. It sucks that we used all that money, but now I need to start fresh and prioritize that goal again and do a better job planning for the next birthday. I want to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment and let me know, do you have a specific plan in place to save your butt when you get into situations like this? And if you do, tell me what it is. I would love to hear. I'd love to see your ideas. All right, let's go ahead and hop into our September budget. Remember, before I ever do my budget, I go ahead and I fill out this bill calendar. And I simply mark the pay periods here in green. Sorry for the shadow, but I need to have my lights on here. And then I fill in all of the expenses that we have for the month. And I'm not going to review all these right now because we will review them in detail on the budgeting sheets. Then, since my husband is paid every other week and we budget mostly off of his paycheck, I have these split out by his 2 paychecks for the month. So everything that we're going to pay in this first paycheck, which goes September 1st to September 14th, is highlighted here in pink. And then everything we're going to pay with his second paycheck here on September 15th, that will take us all the way until the 28th. So we're going to have this time here, and we're going to pay all of those. They're highlighted in orange. And the reason they're just highlighted in 2 different colors is because that way I won't make a mistake when I'm actually writing them down on my sheet. So this is my budget for the first paycheck. You'll see the dates are the same that we just reviewed, September 1st to September 14th. And I just go ahead and highlight those dates in pink. Again, just so I'm very clear on what I'm paying on each budget here. And then the second page we will review covers that second paycheck. So that is September 15th to September 28th again. Now, I do have a couple changes this month in my budget. So if you have not seen last month's budget or you're new here in general, be sure to go and check out some of the previous months. I believe it was July, I did a very, very in-depth video. It was much longer, showing every single step that I do when creating my budget. And since I already did that the other month, I'm not going to go into such great detail this month because it makes the video super long. But again, just go ahead and check out July's video if anything confuses you in here, or maybe I'm going too quickly over something. I do estimate my husband's pay because his pay changes every single paycheck. So I'm going to estimate his pay, this paycheck, at $2,000, and then I am taking $321.06 from my business this month. I total that income, and that gives me $2321.06. And again, that's an estimation. I have the actual filled in here because I am going to write myself the check as soon as I'm done filming this video, so I know that is the actual amount, and I will fill in the actual amount when I get that from my husband's pay. Now, moving down here to the bill section, I do take out a transfer for our mortgage every single paycheck. And I do want to note here, if you've seen my videos before, you probably will notice that I have increased our mortgage transfer by $5. So that's a total of $10 increase a month. And that is because I got a surprise bill last week saying that our escrow was short for just about $70. And if we did not pay that, it was going to increase our payment. But since I did go ahead and pay the shortage in full, they do kind of rework your payment for the upcoming year in an effort to get your escrow spot on. So I increased that payment by $5 each paycheck. And then we give $150 to our church each month. Then we're going to pay World Vision, which is a charitable organization that we donate to each month. Then we have our cell phone bill. That will come due. That's just under $200. We have Comcast for just about $135. These are just based off of last month's totals. And again, when the bills come in, sometimes they will vary by a couple cents here and there. So I will go ahead and fill in the actual number when I receive the bills. And this is also a newer expense for us. We're paying for Apple Music Family Plan now. This is all my husband, so that will be coming out each month as well for $16. Now, moving down to the debt and extra expenses section, we do not have debt besides our mortgage, which we already covered up here. The first paycheck of each month, we do take out some personal money, $70 for my husband, and then $60 for myself. And then also each time my husband does an overtime, we just give him an extra $10 cash just so he can, I don't know, grab an energy drink or whatever he wants. And then I do have to pay for a Chromebook protection plan for each of my kids, so that's $15 each. That's for school, and those extra expenses came out to $170. Now moving up here to our spending categories. These are normal categories that we spend in every 2 weeks, and some of them we're saving in as well. So it's just kind of a pool for each category. We can spend it, we can save it. Whatever happens that paycheck, it's fine. So fuel, that's just fuel for our cars. We are planning for $40 this paycheck. Home, $30. Food, I upped it this paycheck to $300 because I feel like we're out of a bunch of staples right now that I want to stock up on a little bit. So I didn't want to go over budget. So I usually do $250 every 2 weeks, but we're going to go ahead and do $300 this paycheck. Gifts, $40. Giving, this is just spontaneous giving. That's in addition to these couple things we covered over here. So we take $20 a paycheck and stick that in an account, and anytime something comes up that we want to donate to or help out with, we can take the money from there. So miscellaneous is $100, cars, $50. That is for maintenance and also for saving up for new to us cars at some point in the future. Pets, $75. Clothing, $30, household, $40, and medical, $50. And all of those spending categories total $775. We do have a couple extra things we're going to put money aside for this paycheck. I have been putting $100 into my Roth each month, so that will come out of this paycheck. And then it's also my husband's birthday and our 17th wedding anniversary, I think 16th maybe. I swear once we got past 10, we started losing count every year. So we're going to take about $100 and probably, I don't know, go out to eat, just the two of us, or let the kids pick out something for their dad's birthday. And then my husband and I'll grab a small bite for our anniversary. I don't know, but we put aside $100 for that. Now, if we come down here to just do all the totals, remember this income is just coming from the income up here that we estimated. So that's $23,2106. And then I go ahead and add up all of these three sections because these are all of our expenses. So I'm going to subtract minus expenses of section B, C, and D. So that equals $2192.68, and then I'm also going to go ahead and subtract the savings, which is section E here. Oh, sorry, I just made that crooked, which is section E here, and that's $200, and this leaves us with a negative $71.62. Now, if you remember, up here, I said I was estimating my husband's paycheck. I always estimate low, so that will probably come in fine. And we do use a zero-based budget, so we don't normally have much extra. We come very close. If there is a couple extra dollars, depending on what his pay comes in as, it will just sit in our checking account to start building back up that buffer that I mentioned we spent. So that is the whole first paycheck. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second paycheck. Okay, so now the second paycheck, we just have, again, my husband's pay, which I've also estimated at $2,000. And again, we have our mortgage transfer for $720, our electric bill, our gas bill, and our water and sewer bill for $175, $25, and $165 respectively. And you'll notice I did not copy over the actual for this. So remember, these are always estimates just taken from last month's month's totals because, again, I always prepare my budget before the month begins. However, I don't receive these bills until after the month begins. So when I receive these bills, I will go ahead and fill in the actual columns, and these should be pretty close, maybe a couple dollars off between the three of them. So I'm not too worried about that. So all of those together estimate a total of $1,085. Now, I do still have a couple cash envelopes that we fill, only 3. So we have kids commission, haircuts, and kids stuff, and I only fill these once a month now, not every paycheck. So we have $40, $20, and $40, totaling $100 in our cash envelopes. Here we have our spending categories, which are almost identical to the last paycheck. We have $35 for fuel, $30 for home, $250 for food. You can see I dropped that back down to our normal amount. $40 for gifts, $20 for giving, $100 for miscellaneous, $50 for cars, $75 for pets, $30 for clothing, $30 for household, and $50 for medical. Now, the other thing I do have this month in our savings is our $245, and I transfer this once a month to our savings account, and we have a couple bills that come out directly from our savings account. And the reason you don't see them on here is because they're already broken down and I guess you could say prorated throughout the month. I just put them over in one lump sum, and then everything is taken care of automatically from my savings account. It really does save a lot of time when I'm budgeting, that I don't really have to pay those bills. I don't really have to focus on them. I don't have to break them all down here. And those bills would be our pet insurance, my term life insurance, my husband's term life insurance, and then we also use this as part of our sinking fund for our auto insurance. And I did get the bill for our auto insurance last week, so all I had to do was go to the savings account, take the money out, transfer it to our checking account, and I was able to pay the bill in full. So that's why I do that each month, and that's why it might seem that we have very few bills over here each month when you see our budget video. I forgot to total this here. That is just a total of $245 even. And then let's check out our totals here. So again, our income was $2,000 estimate. All of these expenses from this section, and this section totaled $1,895. And then we also subtract our savings for $245. And that gives us another negative of $140. So again, this is an estimate. It should come in higher. We should be fine. I'm not worried. This will probably bring us very close to zero. Unfortunately, this does not allow us any extra this month to put money in our sinking funds. And the current sinking funds that we are saving for are vacation, Christmas, and birthdays. So it looks like we're going to end up cash flowing Christmas a lot this year because we were still working on our emergency fund the whole first half of the year, and we missed out on all of that time that we could have been saving for Christmas. These are our numbers for September. If you have any questions, be sure to go ahead and leave them down in the comment section, and I'll help you in any way I can. All right, guys, that was our September budget. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments if you have prepared your budget for September already. If you have not, this is your reminder to do so. If you like this video, I hope you'll take a second, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel so you can check these videos out every single month. I thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you're all doing well. I know this has been such a crazy time. Make sure you're taking good care of yourself, and I hope to see you back here real soon. Bye.
We left a room of fight once again, though. Yeah, we said some things we didn't mean, hun. I always start the fight and you put the fire out.